Alright, so here is what I would consider the searchable part, or not searchable, the whole trail is searchable, but on the Appalachian Trail with this Laundrie kid, who knows where the hell he's at, right? But it's all speculation, but anyway, um, this is Springer Mountain, and I believe that's Springer Mountain. That might be a part of the trail that's a little bit, it ties into Springer Mountain or something. Here's Springer Mountain. So that's where a lot of people really start the trail. This, I believe, is, I'm not sure how to pronounce it, but anyhow, this is still kind of a lead-in trail. I think they call it fitness trail. But here you have the Georgia version, or the Georgia part going to North Carolina. Every one of the black things, that is a place where the trail crosses a road, possibly a drop-off point. When I started this, I was trying to keep it fairly simple, not realizing how far this damn thing went. And so these are places where a car could drop him off, and those change later on. Campsites. Could he be in Georgia? Sure. I really think he is maybe over here on the Georgia, North Carolina line. This is a wilderness area. This stuff with the lines in it. This highlighted. I highlighted this. Oh, just for possible locations that could have supplies dropped off. Could have had them stashed. Who knows? Now we're getting into the part that really stands out to me. Anytime you have a place, all of this right here is all the Appalachian Trail. All this yellow is secondary trails. And it is insane. I never realized how many hiking trails there really were up here. Actually, it kind of blows my mind. But this is where, if I was going to seriously want to disappear and I lived back east, I really think this area right here, because you have access to so many different things. And if you look at this guy, he was that embezzler guy. He stayed on the trail for 6 years. And if he wouldn't have been hiking with the guy, he never would have got caught. The guy happened to catch a rerun and recognized him and turned him in. Eric, Christ, I can't remember his last name. The Olympic Park and abortion clinic bomber, he stayed out on the Appalachian Trail for years. It is what it is. Here is Brian Laundrie. I call him a soy boy. Echo eco hippie, whatever you want to say. But if you go through every one of these pictures, if I am in a place like this, I don't give a shit. I am not barefoot. I have a knife with me. With a knife, I can do a hell of a lot. I mean, a lot of people might look at a knife, oh my god, stab her, whatever. But if you are a outdoors person, a knife is your number one tool. Here he is in a hammock, barefoot, in the desert. I live in the high desert. Moab is about, 2.5 hours from me. You don't go barefoot in the desert. You have jumping cactus. There's shit out here you step on it'll make your mom's feet hurt. But where is if you go on a hike like this, depending on where they were parked, if this was, I'm gonna say this was Canyonlands or Zion, and you don't go down there without a backpack with water. And granted, he was totally against, or is totally against plastic, so he doesn't believe in bottled water, but there are other means of water bottles, stainless steel, whatever. But in all these pictures, I scrolled until I was blue in the face. Right here is what he considers his water source: melons. That's not an outdoorsman, people. Now, could he be a chameleon that tries to blend in a little bit more just in whatever surrounding he's in? You know, you can try to blend in, but there's some things that you do not abandon. I have yet to see any footage, anything where he can even build a fire. Now, in the video that Gabby posted, there is evidence that they had a fire. They were roasting marshmallows or something like that. Did he have a blowtorch to light the damn thing? How did he light it? And you don't go gather firewood. Anyway, we don't out here. You don't go gathering firewood barefoot. When you gather firewood, you go to where the wood's at. You don't have wood come to you. It don't work like that. But not, and I've only seen one picture of him with shoes on, and you can't really tell, but they look like shitty tennis shoes to me. And I'm not seeing, I am not seeing a woodsman in this kid. I think he's a eco hippie. One of these kids that's been programmed that everything's out to destroy the world and all of that crap. But I mean, I've been scrolling for a while. Not a picture of him actually doing anything remotely outdoorsy. Now, could they have kept that off camera? Sure. But he just looks like one of these I call him the soy boy eco-terrorist, where you have to do everything their way, and one of them disrespectful little pricks as far as I'm concerned. Alright, what does any of that have to do with this? If you are going to come out here, you better have some form of a skill set. You better be able to repair equipment. Is he equipment oriented to where he's got to have the little stove? If you have a stove, you run out of gas. When you are gear oriented, you are also committed to resupply. That's just a fact. But I don't see him as a woodsman. Not in any of the pictures, any of the video, any of the footage, anything like that I have seen. Let me see here. Alright. Never mind that. That's my buddy's house. Right here. I want to switch to that one. I've been to this overlook, Horseshoe Bend, and my buddy and his wife, they camp back in here. So I've been in there, and these hills might not have a hell of a lot of elevation, but they sure have a hell of a lot of altitude gain in a hurry. In 25 feet, you might gain 25 feet. Those hills are almost straight up and down. If you are looking in this area, I think my buddy told me from Georgia to this portion of the Appalachian Trail, it's a 20-day hike, and I believe that's 20 miles or 26 miles a day, something like that. I ain't sure. But if you are going to try hiking and searching this portion of the trail, what are you doing about all these secondary trails that appear to work their way back into the AT? It's just, if you ask me, this would be a hell of a lot of trail cams, and you put your trail cams out, and you're not going to be able just to have the trail cams, one trail cam here, one trail cam there, where I gotta check. Okay, if you look at this is zoomed in. All these trails come together. Now most trail cams have a range from 40 feet to 75 feet to be really effective. You're going to have to try to triangulate. You want a camera over here facing in, one over here facing in, one over here facing in, one over here facing in. But you want the cameras that are Wi-Fi, that if that camera picks up dust being blown across it and it takes a picture, it sends it directly to your cell phone. And there's cameras like that. They're right about $180 a piece, and that's through Cabela's. But um, those are the cameras that I would be looking at. But if you've got 4 cameras set up here, you're looking at what, $700? If you call them $200 a piece, that's $800 each. So you are going to have to rely on surveillance. I really don't see how hiking this, not unless it's you have somebody that is coming from the north headed south late, and they're tooling along, and he's hunting for his place to hide. Then you may have a chance of just, and you better hope that that person has been someplace where they either have signal, they have some form of awareness that there's a possibility that he's even out there. And what's to say there's not other missing people that are already out there as well? So it just is insane to me. This one right here, what I wanted to do was directions, choose a starting point, Northport, Florida, and 10 hours, 12 minutes. So it's not impossible that they could have been, when they left this DeSoto, I just screwed up. Maybe I didn't. Oh, where the hell's my little marker? Chingadero. I might have killed it. Right here. Yeah, this DeSoto State Park. I thought I had a marker on it, but apparently I don't. There was reports that they camped there. But even if they camp there and it's 10 hours and 13 minutes, you're still looking at, well, not counting traffic, you're still looking at 9 hours to get here. So it's not impossible for him to be there. But I do not think he got dropped off in Georgia. I really believe if he got dropped off up in here, he got dropped off someplace where you have a massive cluster of if I lived back there and I wanted to search because I really didn't have anything else to do, this would be the area. I mean, there's trails on here. Here's a camping area. Here's an overlook. Camping, fishing, or boating. I'm going to say if you can put a boat on it, there's a good chance you can catch a fish there. Here's another hiking trail. There's so much of this I didn't even cover because it was like, holy Christ. And, I mean, are there towns? Is there civilization? Are there houses? Sure there is. But at the same time, there's also what appear to be hunting cabins and things like that. So, anyhow, that's just my thoughts on the AT. It would have to take the people of Franklin, Clayton, whatever little towns are around here. You know, what you could, I really think if he's out on the Appalachian Trail, I think it's going to come down to he's going to get reported by another hiker. I just don't see. I don't see how you can cover all this. And my point to all these pictures was, I mean, here's his dad. Don't men wear shoes there? What the hell's going on with all that shit? I don't give a shit if I'm wearing cargo shorts. I got hiking shoes on. Okay, that's Gabby's family. I was kind of hoping to find the picture of him with those slick bottom shoes, but I don't know. To me, your foot gear would be setting appropriate. I'm not going to try to hike something. Hell, I don't even go to the river fishing without the appropriate shoes on. 9 out of 10 times I have some kind of a lightweight hiker. I'm not wearing my good hunting boots to the river because I'm going to jump in the river and be wading. There just isn't. I don't see any signs of this kid being anything more than one of these new age eco hippies, to be honest with you. I wish they had a picture of him with his backpack. I'd like to know what he carries in his backpack. I mean, these days pretty much everybody carries a backpack, but it's, let's see, view file. There he is with flip-flops again. Uh-oh, what the hell did I did? Okay. I mean, I don't know. I definitely would not consider him an outdoorsman. Let's see if we can get a view here. Not barefoot. I'm not downloading a bunch of shit just to be able to see what kind of shoes he possibly wears. But I do know, I can't remember where I saw the picture. There's a picture on him on a rock formation, kind of like this, where he's kind of puffed up, looking out over the valley, and it appears he's got tennis shoes on. See, that's, odds are that don't show feet. And I know if this is the same picture, I have a picture from that arch, and I have the LaSalle's framed right behind it. The LaSalle's, that's where those girls went or got killed. They didn't go missing. They went found. But I'm not seeing it. Even though he says he is most comfortable on the AT, he might be comfortable on the AT, but with the AT, you have, if you're through hiking it, say you're coming from Maine to Georgia, Georgia to Maine, there are resupply points. And usually kids will have their parents send them the things that they need, and it'll be at a predetermined time when they need that package there. So if you leave here and it takes you 20 days to get into this area, you're going to have probably every 5 days you're going to have a supply dump where you drop in off the trail into one of the little towns, pick up your box, make it to the next one, to the next one, to the next one. I mean, that's just the way that it goes. Not to mention, I just learned about this yesterday. Boxes that are called Trail Magic, and they have candy bars, trail mix, Gatorade, whatever, and it'll be generally it would be someplace like this, just inside the woods a little ways, and then people from the communities down here, they will come in and they'll put a they'll buy, say, a case of Gatorades, and they'll put those in there. Somebody else will bring up bags of trail mix, candy bars, whatever. And what it does is, for the people that are hiking, it just is kind of that little psychological boost. So if you have any of those left over and he figures out what the hell those are, he could be picking things up that weren't even intended for him. Anyhow, I've wasted enough time with this. I gotta take all this crap off my map. So anyhow, I mean, it is what it is. Take it for what it is, whatever. That's just my thoughts on it. In order to go outdoors for any length of time, you're going to need some form of a skill set. Alright, later.